nice. Talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes. Don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy. Make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it. I wanna see it. See how. Rewind. When we rewind. Feels so nice.
I have not been talking about this Belle Collective show. I have been watching it though, I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I have so many thoughts. I really do. But I wanna play a scene that played out on this most recent episode because it was all over the place. But let's just go ahead and get into it.
To have a conversation.
Positive about what's happening
That's
here.
why you and Latrice go back and forth.
I'm not going to go back and forth.
Neither one of y'all.
I don't go back and forth with nobody that's lesser than me. I'm sorry.
See, that was Latrice saying, I don't go back and forth with nobody that's lesser than me. Latrice, with the success that she's had, kudos to her with her business and all that other stuff, which I believe has definitely been helped by her husband, even if she doesn't want to admit it, whatever. She just gives off this air of arrogance that annoys the heck out of me. She actually reminds me of Stormy, who used to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And ironically, I think the two of them are friends. Actually, they might be from the same city as I recall now that I'm talking about it. And it's people like that, they just kind of get on my nerves because it's like you've achieved some level of success, you're doing well financially, so you feel that you can call people less than or look on people as less than because of what you have. And I'm sorry, no, it doesn't work that way. So for her to say, I don't go back and forth with nobody that's lesser than me, whether you like Marie or hate Marie, whatever, you cannot take away Marie's success with what she has done with her clinics for addiction. That's major. I'm in the beauty industry myself, and I can say that there are a whole lot more black women in the beauty industry than there are in fields like Marie, and that is to be commended, especially somebody who comes from a background like she does with her mom struggling with addiction. So I will never take that away from her. You may not like her attitude, you may not like the way she speaks. I don't even really care for what happened last season when it came to the Tambra situation and her having to sit down with one of Tambra's ex-boyfriends who turned out to be somebody that she had a court case against, who was low-key stalking her and probably abusive. Like, no, that's not cool. So, I'm not even going to go into all of that because I have my thoughts too when it comes to that, because this is a Carlos King production. And I would not be surprised if in some way, shape, or form he was behind some of that. Because if you all know Carlos's history, going back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta and all of that Candy, Phaedra, sex dungeon, drugging, and all this other stuff, Portia and all this other stuff, and allegedly he had some involvement with that, I wouldn't be surprised if Carlos King had a hand in that situation. But that's just my opinion. I don't know that to be the case. But I'm just saying how I feel about it.
Latrice,
Let me.
say nothing, please.
I'm good. Right, I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna go on.
Let us get done so that I can say what I gotta say.
Okay, go ahead.
She needs to
Okay,
say,
go ahead.
'cause
Go ahead.
What are you about to say? What are you
Okay?
about to say?
How many times have we sat here and said, like, I'm tired of crying and getting it back on track? So we gotta figure this out. Okay? Guess what? I'm cool with everybody in here, but I feel like when we are in different spaces.
When she said that I'm cool with everybody in here, the chick Antoinette, who was on the first season of Belle Collective, who, by the way, I was indifferent about. I didn't dislike her. It was just like whatever. She's obviously a pretty girl. She deals with a pretty privileged situation. She's a dentist. She got her dental practice, I believe. She got the help with that from her ex-husband and going through that divorce. That's my personal opinion. I don't know that to be the case, but I'm just saying, I'm going to call a thing, and that's my personal opinion. And more power to you, because I don't know what type of situation she went through in her relationship with her ex-husband. So maybe she deserved every dime and dollar that she got and she used it to invest in her dental practice. Good for her. But when she didn't come back, I felt like it was for the betterment of her just focusing on her business, being a professional in the medical field. And maybe this was not a good scene and a good look for her, and it was messy and all of that. So I commended her for that. But apparently this chick has been holding a grudge for years. And in that first episode of the season, when Latrice came over to the dental practice, dressed up to the, like she was about to go out to dinner or something like that. I don't know who goes to the dentist dressed like that, but I digress. Antoinette was giving it to Latrice about Letitia, and just mad about the insinuation that she was trying to press up on Letitia's husband. Now, while I can understand her feelings, because I don't see anybody wanting Letitia's goods except for the few low-level chicks that he was cheating on her with, whatever. Letitia came back with all this fire, and it's like, girl, you came back here for that? So when Letitia says, I love everybody in this room, Antoinette, she looks over to the side, and she's laughing like, yeah, girl, whatever. Maybe when she was speaking about everybody in this room, she wasn't even considering the fact that you were there, because it's like, why are you here and where did you come from?
We can just be ourselves because it's so intense, okay? I want to invite you ladies on a group trip, okay, to New Orleans, so we can just let our hair down, we can have fun. I'm making this trip to New Orleans a couples trip, and I think it's a great time for us to spend time together and bond.
Does that include Antoinette over there?
Respectfully, in front of God and everybody, Letitia Pearson is so full of.
You know, full of.
Letitia, is she invited?
No, she's not invited. I was about to invite you, but you're not. What?
I mean, listen, I'm sure Antoinette doesn't need an invitation from Letitia to go to New Orleans if she wants to go just to go. But when Antoinette responds to Letitia saying, I want to invite everybody on a group trip, and then she says, you're so full of bleep, that you I mean, you already came in on tan, so how do you expect to be responded to coming in like that when she hasn't seen you in years?
Why would I invite Antoinette to the New Orleans trip? Where did you come from? Make it make sense. Stay on over there and read the tweets. Can you please leave?
100%.
Can you please? Thank you. We thank you. So we have other. You want to
You
walk her out?
wish that your husband
came together.
your husband cheating on you.
Don't attack her husband. Don't do that.
Please.
So she's talking about storylines, and isn't it like breaking the fourth wall? But I guess Antoinette doesn't care because she's not even on the show anymore. But to talk about your whole storyline is about your husband cheating on you, like, why do you care?
She got in your face for attention. Don't touch me. Get out. Don't touch me. She put her hands on me. She put her hands on me.
We're not touching. Let's go inside, boo. No worries.
I'm going home to my kids.
This never goes well. It never goes well.
God.
Mama, do you feel insulted? Did I insult you?
Oh, no, I knew you weren't talking to me.
You cheat, you insulted. I never said a bad thing. The problem with the collective is Letitia Pearson. That's it.
Antoinette is still not over the Bells lying on her, accusing her of trying to sleep with their spouses. She's still harboring all of that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. She says the Bells, spouses. I mean, I feel like Letitia was the only one that insinuated that, right? Who else was there? And this girl's like on 10. If you didn't try to sleep with her husband, which I don't believe that. I really don't. And I thought it was stupid when that first season reunion aired and Letitia was trying to insinuate that because she told him to go, you know, gave him a bottle of liquor or something like that and go and take your wife home or whatever. Like, how did she equate that to Letitia equate that to Antoinette trying to push up on her husband? No, that woman don't want your husband. But who else was there? And if you weren't trying to and you're still mad about this all these years later, to me that sounds like a you problem, not a Letitia and Glenn problem. I'm just saying that's my personal opinion. I just was like, where did you come from? And you're acting like that just happened yesterday. And nothing happened between you two, right? So who cares? Nobody believes that you want that man.
I know I was wrong in a lot of things, but I love all of y'all. I swear.
Stop crying. You can't ride a bike looking back.
The reason she keeps talking about it is because we're trying to move forward.
You gotta talk about it. You gotta talk it out.
What? Yeah, we're gonna start right here. We'll start right here. Okay. I feel like I did nothing to you to deserve what you did.
Okay. Can you accept the truth?
I'm
here to. I'm telling you to your face in your head. This is so positive. They're talking, so that's good. Okay. Keisha called me. She said this guy, a good friend of mine, called me. He used to date Tamra. He got some issues and he was trying to clear his name. In that moment, I didn't think about it. Me and Tisha were like, we're going to go see what the hell this guy wants and why he's doing this. Because guys don't do this. Women normally do like this.
And that should have been a red flag right
I'm
there.
not you though, Tamra. We're friends, right?
I thought we were.
Wait. If we were friends, that's something I should know.
It's getting late. Let's get out of here. From where you came from, listen to where I'm coming from.
Okay, I'm going to hear you, but you need to understand. You need to hear me too.
I listened to what you said. I actually understand what you're saying.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right, that sit down, that conversation between Tamra and Marie, I didn't get that. I commend Tamra for giving Marie the time of day to even listen to what she had to say. But Marie just, honestly, she just needs to, oh my God. And that's the part that makes people not like her. I don't dislike Marie. I really don't. I'm actually probably in the minority of people who do watch the show who don't dislike Marie. I actually have a soft spot for her because of what she's been going through with her mom. And to have a parent that's struggling with addiction, that's a hard thing. It really is. And it does manifest in a lot of ways. For some people, they come across really cold and callous. And I feel like that's how Marie comes across. But you just have to have a spirit of humility, especially knowing how fragile life is. You have to just have more of a spirit of humility and just admit when you're wrong. Tamra had every right to be offended and be upset with Marie sitting down with this man, and Letitia too, because it was Marie and Letitia sitting down with this man who was talking about Tamra and trying to paint her in a terrible light. It's like, if you were really friends with that lady, you would believe Tamra over that man. And to go and sit down and have a sit down with him and then come back and bring it to her and say, yeah, this man says that you are a habitual liar and you're this, you're that, and the other. And it's like, no, that's not it. That wasn't the right move. And she should have just apologized and said, you know what? I was wrong in that situation. But for her to say, if I'm your friend, this is something that I should know about. And it's like, y'all aren't really friends. You all are a collective of people who were brought on this show together to film. And you're trying to be friendly. You're trying to be cordial, but you are not friends. So, no, I don't agree with Marie in that. And I wouldn't be upset with Tamra if she never gave Marie the time of day ever again, especially with a situation like that where she had a restraining order against this man. Like, no, girl, that's not right. But honestly, my main issues, especially in this sit-down situation, was with Antoinette, who is not even a part of the collective anymore. Latrice, with all of her arrogance and her nonsense and this marriage with this man that is her zaddy but treats her like his child that he has sex with every now and again, I guess. Like, he's doing exceptionally well, and that's why you're doing exceptionally well. Just be honest about that. And then when anyone brings up a situation regarding her and her spouse and she gets upset, but it's a real situation. That man was low-key verbally abusive towards her. Who knows whatever else behind closed doors. I don't even want to imagine. And honestly, I don't even really care that much. You chose to bring this relationship to TV. So you gave people the right to have opinions about you and your relationship. And Antoinette coming back to this group of ladies that she clearly does not like. It's like, why are you here? You came here to say that, and the problem with the collective is Latrice Pearson. That's it. Girl, please. Letitia, I have my I have my question too when it comes to her and her so-called enterprise and the brunches, and if it's doing so well. And I'm not saying it was okay for her husband to quit his job and not tell her anything beforehand, but if the business is doing so amazing, why are you crying about health insurance? You can just buy your own, right? And I feel like some people like her, when they get on television and they get an audience, they get a bunch more followers on their social media, it gives them this air of, oh, I've arrived. Like Nene Leakes said at one point in time, I've arrived and the spotlight is on me, honey. It's like, have some humility, grow slowly, because she was out there showing her husband this land that she wanted to build this amazing house on. And then he tells her at that time that, yeah, we're going to have to wait on that because I quit my job. And then she starts crying about how she got an email about how in her last mammogram they saw something and she has to have a biopsy and she needs health insurance. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get it. And, you know, when she was talking about, you know, when you're elevating, that everything around you should just be elevated. It just is just, oh my God. Some people just don't have the least bit of business and financial literacy, but yet you're showcasing yourself as you're like this big boss on this television show, and you really are living paycheck to paycheck. And I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with living paycheck to paycheck. Now, I'm not advising it, I'm not recommending it, but that is a lot of people's real life story, period. A lot of people are struggling, and with this new administration about to come in, a whole lot more people are going to be struggling. Believe that. Yes, believe that. So I'm not even here to make fun of it, but I'm basically saying, stop trying to act like you're more than what you actually are because you are on the television screen. Because we know even a lot of these celebrities are living paycheck to paycheck, because yeah, their paychecks might be big, but their lifestyle and their bills are bigger. Anyway, guys, let me know if you're watching Belle Collective. Let me know your thoughts on what you've seen so far, and hopefully Antoinette does not come back.
Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the holy mess.